Dub C here, and we're back with another Survival Saturday. I'm out here on a Friday night where I'm building my shelter. I'm going to continue work on my shelter, and while I do, I'm going to review some gear. The gear I'm reviewing this weekend is actually some gloves. So I got some M-Pact 3 Mechanix wear gloves. It's supposed to be top line, supposed to be pretty tough. I want to put it to the test. I have some really good gloves from Magpul. They're held up really well, but I'm putting them through a lot. They got a couple holes in them, and they're pretty battle damaged. So I want to try these out and see how well they hold up. For breakfast tomorrow, I'm going to be having some ReadyWise breakfast skillet and some apple cinnamon cereal. Both menus I enjoy, like Mountain House and other ones, so I'm really interested to see how well they are for breakfast. Now for fire tonight, I've tried various ways as far as starting fires. I've never tried the bow drill, so I've been practicing. I'm hoping to get a good ember tonight so I can start a fire with the bow drill. It's one of the most difficult ways to make fire that I've done, but most rewarding when you actually get that ember. So I'm really excited for tonight. Let's get started. All right, using a bow drill, it's all about preparation. So I have the kindling all set up with some small twigs. I got my bird's nest raked by. So when I get that ember, I'll take the bird's nest right over to it because I don't want to mess around and lose the ember because they're hard enough to get. If you lose it, that gets very frustrating. Before we get started, I do want to say that I learned everything from the bow drill from Corporals Corner His channel. I've been watching his channel. I'll link a couple of his videos down below that I watched to learn how to do this. And I'm going to continue to hone my skills on this so I can become more proficient at it. But I got a popple spindle. I found this, got it all carved up, ready to go. I'm using a nice bowed branch with some 550 paracord. And then I just set it up. Got a popple plank and got this nice and tight, so I just wrap it down, get it all set up, place it into the notch, get my bearing block. And you want to start slow to get the fuel. The fuel is the sawdust. Once you get the fuel, then you can start going fast. Because you want the fuel to ignite. If you don't have any fuel, it's not going to ignite. So you go nice and even strokes and use the full length of the bow. You want to get the full length of the bow. Once you have enough sawdust, then you can start, but I always like to make sure I have enough fuel to get going. Got some good smoke. If you get the smoke staying around, then you're good. I don't think we're there yet. Knock your ember free. I think we got it. See the smoke coming from the freestanding smoke says you got the ember. Now we just got to transfer this ember into the bird's nest. I'm just letting it burn though because I want to get it nice and hot, and it's caught right there. So here's my bird's nest. I'm going to try and knock this ember in there, and this is the most dangerous part. I've not tried this yet before. Now I got it in my bird's nest. Alright, so that ember was not big enough and I did not catch the bird's nest on fire, so that was my mistake. Very frustrating, but let's do it again. Nice and slow to get the fuel going. Full strokes of the bow. Once the fuel's going, turn it up. I think we got a good ember this time. Gonna knock it back. Alright, so we did it again. Got the smoke kicking. Hopefully I got a bigger ember this time so I don't lose it. We transfer it over as carefully as possible so I don't lose it this time. All right. All right, we're going for try, I think number 3 or 4. The embers was burned through my bird's nest. It did rain out here, so it's pretty moist. I'm trying to find some drier material, but I'm not giving up. Okay, we got our ember inside the bird's nest, and we got to make this happen. Oh my gosh, we got it. Oh, okay, here we go. So we got it going. So we're gonna turn it and place it into our tender. See if we can keep it going. So after the bow drill kicked my butt, that was pretty tough. The ember is not too bad getting now. I got that down, but putting the ember in that bird's nest and getting the catch was very difficult. I found that I haven't done that before, and that proved to be very difficult. I think I made 3 embers and put them in there, and I finally got the 3rd one to catch. But I lost a lot of daylight. I'm gonna set up my hammock. I usually alternate between my tent and my hammock to make sure that I'm keeping fresh as far as knowing how to do each one and keeping familiar with it. So I'm gonna throw my hammock up real quick and probably gonna have to call it a night. It is morning time. It's very hot and humid last night. I had a hard time sleeping. I almost got up and took off the rain fly, try and cool it down, but I actually finally fell asleep. So for breakfast, I'll be having the breakfast skillet and the apple cinnamon cereal from ReadyWise. Really interested to check this out. And then I want to look at the gloves I'm currently using and compare them to the Mechanix M-Pact 3s. Okay, time to look at these ReadyWise meals. So we have the apple cinnamon cereal. It's from ReadyWise. It's 2.5 servings, 11 grams of protein. There's all the nutrition facts if you want to see those. The instructions are pretty easy. So you got your tare, remove your oxygen absorber, add 3 cups of boiling water, stir, and then let stand for 12-15 minutes, and you can eat out of the pouch. Looks like there's quite a few menus they got that I'd like to try out as well. Now, I thought it was really cool is there's riddles, jokes, and camping hacks at the top. So pretty interesting. They have notes up there. And on the bottom of the pouch, there's a bonus joke. And then they have the first riddle answer and second riddle answer. So it's pretty cool packaging. Same thing with the early dawn breakfast skillet. We have 2.5 servings, 20 grams of protein. The other one is actually vegetarian. It says right there at the top. So that's the for this one. Obviously this one's not, but I thought it was pretty cool that they just listed on there. So we got the riddle, 2 jokes, 2 camping hacks. There's the nutrition. It is about 2.5 servings, just like the other one. Pretty much same instructions except for how much water you add. So the other one's 4 cups. This is actually 2 cups. 12 to 15 minutes, and then enjoy. Okay, so we're gonna look at the first gloves I got before I take the these are actually Magpoles, really good gloves. They have suffered a little bit of battle damage. So I got a little hole right there, one up top, and I think it's from like when I'm using the saw, if I get caught by the saw. The foam pad is on the knuckles, which is nice, and actually I may like it more than the other one. I got a little cut right there. The leather actually held up fine, except for right there. There's a little bit of damage right there, and this one's, pretty clean. They're very heat resistant. This one's got a little cut up top. Said more damage on the top of the hand than the bottom, which is, obviously you don't want to have any damage to your hands, so they're protecting your hands pretty good. But these are done fine, but I just worried because the top is getting damaged quite a bit. Now, like I said, they're very heat resistant. I can go pick stuff off the fire, pots and pans, and I'm going to display the other ones and see if I can pull the pot or pan off the fire the same way. All right, and then these are the M-Pact 3s. Actually come cinched up top. I just cut the zip tie. They have the same loop, so you can actually hang them up on your gear with the carabiner. Go ahead and try these on. So right off the bat, one thing I'm noticing is there's pressure on my knuckles, and I don't know if it's because it's got to be broke in, But these have the like hard plastic knuckles, but I feel it pressure on the knuckles itself. So hopefully it breaks in and goes away, but that's kind of uncomfortable right now. The front is a little bit more reinforced with padding here, the fingertips, and it's got, you know, additional layer. It's got identifier, so I can put Dub C on there, just like that. But overall, I think the biggest issue I have with these is just they're not broke in, but I'm still concerned about how comfortable these are going to be, you know, working. I'm going to use these to build on my shelter today and kind of get a functions test. Okay, I was able to grab the, you know, the handle of the pan out of the fire with no problem. It is piping hot. Now, if I grab the top, oil's boiling, very heat resistant. Again, I can hold this top. This top is extremely hot. So they're holding up as far as heat resistance. Now let's get some water in these mains. We got the tear pouch. Oh, that didn't work. And then you got the oxygen absorber. Take that out. And we'll add 3/4 cups of water, hot water. And we'll give it a stir and let her sit. And you can also mix this around too. There's actually like big chunks of apples in there, which should be pretty good. You always want to make sure you're hitting the corners on these pouches. It doesn't seem like that much. It says 2.5 servings, but I'm not even sure it'd be that. So I got it all mixed up, and then you always want to get all the air out of it, seal it. Now to get the breakfast skillet ready. Turn out it's worked a little bit better. Again, you have to find the little tab, get that out. Very interesting, look at that. We got the freeze-dried eggs, chunks of hash browns. I'm really excited to see if this holds up to the Mountain House version. So this takes 2 cups of hot water. I think that's all I got in here, pretty much. Once you got the water in there, give it a good stir. I always go light on the water first, and then if I need to add more, I can. I think this is going to absorb it pretty fast with all the ingredients. Always get all the air out, and then seal it up. Alright, it's been about 13 minutes since we've added water to the apple cinnamon cereal, so we'll give that a shot. I always keep my extra MRE toilet paper for napkins and all kinds of emergencies. Open it up and take a look. Pouch, it looks fine. Looks like your normal apple cinnamon oatmeal. I'm trying to find one of the big chunks of apples. Looks like the reconstituted pretty good. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Alright, so the apple cinnamon cereal, first thing I'm getting is really sweet. Has a lot of sweet flavors to it. It's got a 6-grain cereal with crisp apple, cinnamon, and a pinch of brown sugar. I think there's more than a pinch because it's very sweet off the bat. It's not a bad flavor. You have your natural apple cinnamon there. You got your chunks of apples. Oatmeal's, you know, just solid. But one thing I can say, it's definitely sweeter than more apple cinnamon cereals I've had. So let's go ahead and try the breakfast skillet. That should be ready now. And one thing I'm seeing right off the bat, there's no cheese. I don't see any like cheese or anything, so let's take a bite and see what we got. Looks like hash browns, onions, and eggs. Early dawn breakfast skillet. So we got the eggs, sausage, peppers, breakfast seasonings combined to make the perfect morning scramble. So first thing I'm getting right off the bat is there's a lot of onions in here. Sliced onion flavor right off the bat. I don't mind it, but if you don't like onions, you're not going to like this. Peppers come through pretty strong. Sausage is very mild. There's not much seasoning in there. The eggs and the potatoes are very bland. No cheese, but it definitely needs a lot of hot sauce for me to liven it up. Is it edible? For sure. It's a very Just a very bland breakfast. One thing I will say that I do like, it's not heavy and it doesn't taste salty, so that's nice. But you could definitely add some salt and pepper to it in that case. But overall, not a bad breakfast. I'm going to go ahead and finish this breakfast up, and then I'm going to start working on the shelter with the new gloves and see how far we get. So as you can see, I got the second wall done. That was the largest wall, so the two largest walls are complete. Now I have two walls remaining. They are smaller, so hopefully they take less time. There's a lot of work getting these larger walls done, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I'm also going to talk about final thoughts on the items I reviewed during the overnight. So the first thing is the Mechanix M-Pact 3 gloves. I've only got about 4 hours of use out of them so far, but I'm very impressed with them. They're very durable, you can tell. I'm very impressed with the fingerprint and thumbprint like reinforcements, the palm reinforcements, and then the one concern I had about the knuckles, the plastic insert knuckles bracing down are on mine. Actually, after they broke in a little bit, it was better. The fingers, it seemed like a little bit large, so I'm running extra large on these because that's what I usually wear in my gloves, but the fingers kind of felt loose, so I don't know if they'll, after a couple of machine washes, they'll tighten up or not. As far as the mag pulls, there's nothing wrong with those. They work great too. Very impressed with those, and they're under continued use under both of them. I'll keep on reporting details on how they hold up. Now, as far as the meals I had breakfast, ReadyWise. So the first one was the apple cinnamon cereal, and then I had the breakfast skillet. So the apple cinnamon cereal, pretty sweet. So they say it's a little bit of, it says a pinch of brown sugar. I think it's more than a pinch. It's pretty sweet. If you like sweet oatmeal, this is going to be for you. It's good flavor, so it has good apple chunks in it, but it's still pretty sweet. A little bit too sweet for me. As far as the breakfast skillet. So the breakfast skillet was bland on the potatoes and on the eggs, but it had a strong onion flavor. So if you don't like onions, you may not like this. And then it had strong like pepper flavor, which was nice. But I would have added more hot sauce to it. So overall, great breakfast, great gloves. I'm going to continue to use them, making progress on the shelter, and I was able to start a fire with the bow drill. So it took me a long time. It took me a lot longer than it would have to just start a fire with a ferro rod or something like that, but I wanted to do that, and I'm going to continue to practice it. Now, I took time and finally found all the right tools for it as far as the right branch and the spindle, but I do want to refine my skills to one day be able to walk in the woods and be like, all right, I need to make a bow drill and start from there. Other than that, having a great time out here, and that's all I can ask for. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.